8.3, blocks are multiplying everywhere. Sounds exciting. Today we are only going to do 8.3 part 1, so we're only doing numbers 1 through 4, meaning if you are a person who tends to work ahead, please don't, because then you're going to have nothing to do in class tomorrow, okay? Take out a book and read if you finish. But this is going to be tricky, so I'm anticipating that nobody's going to finish that early, okay? So let's read this introduction together. Quanika sometimes gets orders for blocks that are multiples of a given block. For instance, she got an order for a block that was exactly twice as big as the rectangular block that has a side that is 1 inch longer than the basic size X and one side that is 3 inches longer than the basic size. Number 1, draw and label this block. Write 2 equivalent expressions for the area of the block. Pause the video, set the timer for 5 minutes, try to draw the block, and then play the video once most people are finished, and we'll go over this one together. Okay, so our block, if our original block is X by X, we have one side that is 1 inch longer, and we have one side that is 3 inches longer. So this side, let's make X plus 3, and this side will be X plus 1. But this block is exactly twice as big, so I'm just going to double this block. I'm going to do another X, and then plus 3, and plus 1. Does that make sense? So I just doubled my block. If we were to write this, one side is X plus 3, one side is X plus 1, but we have 2 of them. So we just want to double it with a 2 in front. When we simplify this, we want to start by multiplying our factors together. So X times X is X squared. 3 or X times 1 is X. 3 times X is 3X. And 3 times 1 is 3. That can be simplified further to be X squared plus 4X plus 3. But then I have to bring my 2 down and multiply everything through by 2. So I'm going to distribute the 2 to all of the terms of my trinomial. So 2 is going to go to the X squared, so I get 2X squared. 2 is going to go to the 4X, so I get 8X. And then 2 is going to distribute all the way over to the 3, and I'm going to get 6. So our 2 equivalent expressions could be 2 times X plus 3 times X plus 1, and 2X squared plus 8X plus 6. One thing that I really want you all to notice is that each of these terms in our simplified trinomial are divisible by 2. Take a second to yourself. Why do you think each of these terms is divisible by 2? It's because we doubled it from the very beginning. So that 2 was distributed across, so each of these terms is divisible by 2. When you factor this, the easiest way when you're thinking about like what we took notes on at the beginning of class when you're trying to start with a trinomial and break it down into 2 factors, one of the easiest ways to do that is to start by factoring out any common factors, any common multiples. So since all of these are divisible by 2, if I were starting with this and trying to move backwards to my factors, let me get another piece of paper out so it's clearer to see. So if I started with this 2X squared plus 8X plus 6, and I was asked to factor it, I'm going to start by pulling the 2 out, dividing everything by 2, so that I have an A value of 1, so it's easier to factor. Okay, so it's important to know that it's not going to be considered fully factored, or an expression will never be considered fully factored unless all of the common factors have been divided out. So when you're given a trinomial the first thing you should do is try to see, are there any common factors in that trinomial, okay? So today, you all are going to be doing, as I said, numbers 2, 3, and 4. Please do not move on to numbers 5 through 9. I really mean it. Like, there will be nothing for you to do tomorrow. Please don't do that. We're going to do about 7 minutes by ourselves, and then when the timer goes off, you can take the rest of class to work with your tables. If you think that you have finished 2 through 4 completely and there's extra time, you can move on to the homework. But again, it's very important that you're understanding this task. So if you don't make it to the homework, that's okay. You're also going to have tomorrow night to do 8.3 as well. And I'm not coming back until Thursday, so I won't be collecting the homework until Thursday. Okay, so the task is first priority, obviously. All right, so 7 minutes by ourselves, and then we will do group work.